Let's add in the H1 and then this one down here with our subtotals. And again, I'm just kind of just winging it because I'm learning as I go with the new VFlex that I'm using Vuetify. So hopefully it goes well. Let's add in the H1 that we have in our home as well. So up here where we have this H1 for our toggles or our headliners, we're going to add those into our system as well. So I'm just going to copy Bagel Shop here from About You. And I'm going to put those into, let's go for the first one up here where we have our div box here, starts here. And I'm just going to put my H1 in here and I'm going to call it menu items, or just, yes, let's call it menu items. We can always switch this up. Menu items, and yours right now is probably like this info, so like this. Cool. So let's do this, and now this one is inside my div block here, which is basically now what I want, because I want this to have a the background image where it's transparent and using the border instead, right? So I'm just gonna take this and move it outside. Let's see what this does. It moves it outside, groovy. So let's keep this one here for now, and maybe we'll fix it later, maybe we'll switch it up. But right now this is using H1, and I'm just gonna go back to home, scroll down to my code, and steal this one here, because that's the one that's controlling creating all these effects that we created with our code for the other boxes, right? So H1 is just gonna go down here to my code. I'm just gonna paste this in, and this is my H1. And again, since this is scoped, this is only a part of the menu, so we're clear. We can just click save, and let's see what this does to this. Cool. So this one looks like this, but I wanted the menu to be over here, and the same with the header over here. I want it to be left aligned, and this one to be right aligned, right? Right. So instead of having center, we're gonna go right. This should put it over here. Cool. So let's copy the H1 up here, since that worked. Thank God. And let's grab it to the other one down here where we have another div. Let's paste it in just before the div block, and it's like this now. We now need to create one for the first item or the last item, whatever you want to do. So let's scroll down here, let's copy this, and let's create a new one. So we have an H1, and I'm just going to go for the last child in this one. And again, I don't really need these things, if I'm correct. I just need to switch this up so that only this part of the last child is being fixed, and it should move over. It didn't move over there. Good Lord. What did I do wrong? So if I do this, will it be left aligned? It will. That didn't work. What could I fix? It's because something I can't do with the code. Whoops, sorry. Alright, let's go check out the code, because I'm pretty sure some things have changed in this. I'm going to inspect this and see what the name of this because in the last one we used the VFlex or the .flex to this. So we need to figure out what this one is now called, and it's called, let's see, I can use my finger and try to point. It's called div .column-md, but md is something we add, so I'm guessing it's just .col. So if we add this to our code, let's see if this still works. If this is still having okay, so I'm hitting the correct one now. So if I do this for this one down here now, it still doesn't do nothing. That's because we need to attach the last child, but not to the first H1, to the column. So the last column that has an H1 inside of it, it needs to be aligned to the left, and that worked. Okay, so now we have this fixed with this issue here. Awesome. Right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to create this block down here, and the way I would have done it before I would create a new VFlex and VLayout and just paste it in here. So I'm gonna try and do something similar to this one. And I know the table goes from here to here, and it's inside this div block. So I'm just gonna, just after the V table, I'm gonna try and create my, what's the first one? V row, that's the new one. And in the V row, we have the V column. And in here, I'm just going to create a div real quick and do a test to see if it's inside our box. Cool. So that's inside our box. Now I can start styling this one in here. And what I want and what I need is I need a something over here and something over here. Let's see. So that's what I want to do. I want to create a spacer over here and the prices and the checkout here. This is the goal for the next part of the video, right? So we have our div here, and actually want two columns because I want one for the name total sum and one for the right side where it says the actual price, right? So I'm going to create two columns. I'm just going to delete the div block here for now. So two columns. Come on, keyboard. V-column. Volume. That sounded something from Harry Potter. Anyway, so let's do, this is right side, hopefully, and this is left side. So let's do a quick save and see if it actually does it. Ooh, did it correctly. Cool. So now we have this set up, and the first one we want to have a paragraph, and we want this one to be subtotal. And then we don't want to do one of those. We're going to copy this because, again, super laziness is the best kind of laziness. And then we want to be delivery. So the delivery prices is bonus things if you don't want to do delivery. And total, whoops, I have two of those. Total amount. So let's click save, see what this does to our bird. So that's total delivery and total price. And then we, in the right side, we're going to do a similar one where we have copy this and paste over the right one. And then the first one will be subtotal. Subtotal of, let's just put in a number, right? So 100, and the delivery is 10, and the total amount is 110. Cool, math is awesome. Righto, so let's start styling these so we get a little bit more space here, and so everything is divided correctly. Right, so let's get our text from this one over here. And we can hopefully use this called class and then, oops, equals to text and then right, I think it's called. So let's see if that works. So that moves it over here, right? And that's easy. And we also want a line to divide from this one to here. And since it's not automatically being put in, we can just use the one actually before row. After the table, we want a v-divider, like so. That should create a space, so sweet. And next thing we want to do, we just want to add a little bit margin to our row. So if this still works, margin top -2 should push it down. It didn't, so they did something new. Yeah, we did add a class now. Let's do this. So instead of just adding the MT2, we need to add a class, and instead of padding and all, we want margin top. So let's see if that pushes it down. It pushed it a little bit more. Let's add a little bit more here. So MT4, yes, that's better. And we want to style this so there's a little bit, this space here is fine, but the space between these two we want to remove a little bit. And we want to make this one fat down here, and we want to add DKK just real quick. So we're going to be using the Danish currency here. Woohoo! So like this, and it looks like this, and we want to style this a little bit more. All right. Or we want my eyes just being annoyed. Let's see something here. Hover and expand. Div down here. Yes, you can see here. The blue box actually goes past the actual size of the normal one. I don't know why it does this. So right now there's 12 pixels right for the row. I don't know. Let's just fix this. I'm just going to add a style here. Maybe there's a specific way to do this because we already used margin top here. That's weird. Let's see what happens if we do this. So 0. Let's see what this does. That worked. Weird. And still keeps the margin top. So I'm kind of like, what? But anyways, it worked. Let's change the text font for this one so it's the same as the other one. And let's go to the bottom down here where we have our text type. Why is this looking strange compared to the other one? Let's just add an ID to our row and let's style it in our CSS for this. So this is basket checkout. Let's call it that one. So this is going to be the ID for the row that we're going to style down here. And let's go to the end of the page, hashtag this, and let's do font size as the first one. Let's add 13 pixels and see what this does. So that's switched it up a little bit. And then let's remove a little space between these two. And let's see if we can do this in a smart way instead of doing it the hard way. So let's do basket underscore checkout. and I guess this is the paragraph, the first paragraph, so the first child of this one. And in this one we want to like remove some of the line height. Right now it's, whoops, that's a little bit too fast. Let's try adding 10 for this one. So that moved it a little bit closer. Let's just add it for like 6 pixels. So we just wanted those two to be a little bit closer. Let's go 2. Woo! So this is a little bit closer to each other and a little bit more further from this. And then the last one here, this one we want to add a bold to. We could also add like the last paragraph in this one and so on, but since we're going to do interpolations anyway, we might as well just add it up here. So let's do, I think it's called bold. Let's do it this way, bold. Ah, good lord, I'm just going to do this then. Oh, it's just B, I think. And then /B and save, and that should also create a bold text for this. Cool, so the last thing we want to add is a checkout button here. And that should be in the same, let's see, so this column here, let's add it after the row. So let's add a new row, like so, and in this one we need 1 column, I guess, totally winging it still. And in here we want a button, v-button, like so, and this is gonna, I'm gonna go search for the checkout. No, it's just gonna call checkout actually. There's no actual button on this one. So we have a checkout here, and we want to color this orange. Orange, whoopsie daisy. And cool, and then we want to move it over here, so we want to create a spacer around this, I guess. So let's try adding a v-spacer, see if this still works in the current version of Vuetify. Nope, nope. The spacer didn't work as I hoped. I'm gonna go check, so I'm gonna pause in a second. A quick check I just removed the column here, and that should make the spacer work. So now it's over this side, but same problem as I had before with this style up here with the margin. So I'm just gonna copy this, attach this to my row, like I had before. Let's remove these lines. That's one too many. So remove this and clean up the code. Oopsie daisy, and clean up the code. So now this is here, and if you want to add a little bit more padding around it, you can. But now we have this the structure for the rest of the page, and we're going to continue with this going forward. All right, see you in the next video.